After their messy split, social media is ablaze with rumors about Remy Ma sending private pictures to Papoose. Is this a last-ditch attempt to win him back, or is there something more scandalous going on behind the scenes? This is the scandal no one saw coming. Just when fans thought the drama between Remy and Papoose was over, a shocking twist has left everyone stunned. Leaked messages, hidden intentions, and a desperate attempt to hold on. The drama between Remy and Papoose has just reached a whole new level. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, a shocking revelation has set social media on fire. Private pictures, a messy breakup, and an unexpected betrayal. What exactly was in those pictures? How did Papoose react? And what does his new girlfriend have to say about all of this? What began as a clean break has now devolved into a full-blown war of emotions, accusations, and jaw-dropping secrets. It all began late one night when Papoose was at home, relaxing after a long day. Since his split with Remy, he had been trying to keep a low profile, focusing on his career and, more importantly, his new relationship. However, just as he was about to put his phone down for the night, a notification lit up his screen. At first, he didn't think much of it. Maybe it was a friend's text or a business message. But when he saw the name on the screen, his heart skipped a beat. Remy hadn't contacted him in weeks, not since their last argument, the one that ended everything. His initial thought was that maybe she was reaching out for closure. But when he opened the message, his entire world turned upside down. His phone froze. There were several private, explicit pictures attached that left no room for misunderstanding. For a minute, he didn't know what to do. Why was she sending these? Was this a mistake? But before he could process it, he realized he wasn't alone. His new girlfriend was standing next to him, watching as his hands clenched around the phone and his expression changed. She knew something wasn't right. "What's wrong?" she asked suspiciously. Papoose hesitated. He wanted to handle this quietly to avoid turning it into a catastrophe. But before he could lock his phone or come up with an excuse, she had already snatched it from his hands. All hell broke loose. Her eyes widened as they scanned the screen. In an instant, her demeanor shifted, and she screamed, shoving the phone back at him. "Papoose, what the hell is this?" she yelled. Papoose scrambled to explain, but his words felt hollow. He was just as shocked as she was, but to her, this wasn't just a misunderstanding, it was betrayal. "Why is your ex sending you these kinds of pictures? Are you still talking behind my back?" she demanded, her voice trembling with anger. "No, I swear I had no idea she was going to send that," Papoose replied desperately. "I haven't talked to her like that. I don't know why she thinks this is okay." The room was thick with tension. His girlfriend wasn't just angry, she was devastated, humiliated. Before he could say another word, she grabbed her jacket and purse and stormed toward the door. "I'm not doing this, Papoose," she said, shaking her head. "I'm not going to be the woman waiting around while you figure out your feelings for her." "Please don't do this," Papoose pleaded, feeling his chest tighten. "I promise you, I had nothing to do with this. I didn't ask for this." But she wasn't listening. She shot him one last icy glare. "I hope you figure your mess out," she snapped before slamming the door behind her. Papoose stood there, staring at the door, then looked back down at his phone, at the pictures Remy had sent. She was out for blood. It started with a few shady tweets and cryptic Instagram posts. He knew Remy well enough to realize this was just the beginning. Soon the interviews began. One by one, Remy played the part of the heartbroken ex, the betrayed woman, the victim, and she did it flawlessly. "I just don't understand," she sighed dramatically on TV. "I gave that man everything. I stood by him. I loved him. For what? For him to turn against me." The audience gasped. The host leaned in. "Are you saying his version of events isn't true?" Remy shook her head. "You know what? I'm not even angry about it. I just feel sorry for him. He's lost, and he doesn't even know who he is without me." Papoose nearly threw his phone across the room. She was flipping the script, and the worst part? People were buying it. She held him down for years, and this is how he repays her, one commenter posted. He's been riding her wave since day one, another chimed in. Papoose clenched his fists. This was war, and he wasn't going to let her win. The next day, he scheduled a major interview, no gossip blogs, no anonymous sources, just him telling his side. I'm tired of playing the victim. Papoose started looking straight into the camera. Let's talk about what she's not saying. The host leaned in, intrigued. Go on. She leaked those photos on purpose, Papoose said firmly. She wanted to ruin me, to make sure no woman ever trusted me again. And it worked. My girlfriend left me because of it. The interview went viral within minutes. Some fans sided with Remy, others with Papoose. The battle lines were drawn. And the drama, far from over. Papoose began doubting her intentions. But one thing was certain, he wasn't going to back down. The following morning, Papoose woke up to his phone ringing nonstop, filled with texts and missed calls. His heart stopped when he opened Twitter. A grainy, shaky video had gone viral, showing him arguing with another woman. The caption read, Papoose caught cheating. His blood ran cold. The video wasn't fake. It was real. This drama was far from over. Was Ray behind this from the beginning? Or was Papoose simply getting what he deserved? Let us know what you think in the comments below. We're reading everything. Was this Remy's final move? Or does Papoose still have one last card up his sleeve? Is this video the ultimate proof of Papoose's guilt? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single twist. Because trust me, this story is just getting started. Papoose sat on the edge of his couch, his chest tightening. I can't do this, Pap. Her voice echoed in his head. He had heard those words the night before, her final warning. I told you from the start I wouldn't live in her shadow. I'm not going to be second to her. His desperate reply had fallen on deaf ears. I swear, it's not like that. But she only scoffed. Then why does it feel like she's still calling the shots? Papoose couldn't argue. She was partially right. Her voice had turned subdued but firm. I'm done, Papoose. His stomach twisted in knots. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, trying to think of something, anything, to say. But before he could, the line went dead. Click. He sat there, frozen, staring at the silent phone as reality sank in. Raya had won. She had torn his life apart, piece by piece. Now he was alone, left with frustration, anger, and a deep sense of betrayal. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. How did it come to this? How had he let Remy still have so much control over his life? This wasn't just heartbreak anymore. It was about power. But Remy had made one fatal mistake. She'd forgotten that Papoose knew her secrets too. If she wanted to play dirty, he could play dirtier. That night, Papoose sat alone in his apartment, staring at his phone. He had been loyal to Remy for years, and how did she repay him? By trying to destroy him the second she saw him moving on. This wasn't just revenge, it was about respect. His fingers hovered over his phone before he found the contact he needed. You want a story? I got one. With a deep breath, he hit send. This wasn't just a breakup anymore, it was war. Moments later, his phone buzzed. The blogger replied almost instantly. Damn, Pap, are you sure about this? The old Papoose might have hesitated, but not anymore. His thumb hovered over the keyboard for a second before typing. Let's do it. The next few hours were chaotic. Messages, phone calls, and notifications poured in. The story spread like wildfire, and this time, Remy wasn't the one pulling the strings. By the next morning, every major blog had picked it up. Around noon, Papoose's phone rang again. He didn't even have to look. Remy's name flashed across the screen. He let it ring twice before answering in a casual tone. What's up? Remy's voice was sharp, trembling with anger. What the hell are you doing? Papoose chuckled. I don't know, Remy. You tell me. You started this. You really think this is funny? You just put all my business out there. She snapped. Papoose leaned back in his chair, calm but firm. I think it's fair. You wanted to play dirty, drag my name through the mud, fine. But you forgot one thing. I know everything about you. There was a pause. Then her voice dropped to a warning tone. You're making a mistake. Papoose let out a bitter laugh. No, Remy, I'm fixing one. She took a deep breath, trying to regain composure. You think you're in control now. You think exposing me makes you look good? Let me tell you something, P. You don't win against me. Ever. Papoose clenched his jaw. We'll see about that. And with that, he hung up. He thought that was the end, but he was wrong. Remy wasn't just angry. She was out for blood. It started with cryptic tweets and shady Instagram posts. Some men forget who made them. Papoose scoffed. He knew Remy too well. This was only the beginning. The interviews followed. She appeared on radio shows, podcasts, and late-night talk shows, playing the heartbroken ex to perfection. I just don't understand. She sighed dramatically on one talk show. I gave that man everything. I stood by him. I loved him. And for what? The audience gasped. The host leaned in. So, are you saying his side of the story isn't true? Remy shook her head. You know what? I'm not even mad anymore. I just feel bad for him. He's lost. He doesn't even know who he is without me. Papoose gritted his teeth as he watched. The worst part? People were buying it. She held him down for years, and this is how he repays her. One comment read, Papoose is just clout chasing. Remy deserves better. Another added, this was war, and Papoose wasn't going to let her win. The next day, he made his move. He sat down for an exclusive interview, his turn to tell the truth. I'm done being painted as the bad guy, Papoose said, looking straight into the camera. Let's talk about what she's not saying. The host leaned in. Go on. She leaked those photos on purpose, Papoose said firmly. She wanted to ruin me. She wanted to make sure no woman ever trusted me again. And it worked. My girlfriend left me because of it. The interview exploded online. Fans were divided. Some still sided with Remy, but others began to question her motives. But one thing was clear. Papoose wasn't backing down. The following morning, his phone buzzed nonstop, texts, calls, endless notifications. And then he saw it. A shaky video on Twitter. The caption read, Papoose caught cheating. His heart sank. This time, there was no denying it. The video was real. The tables had turned again. Was this Remy's last move? Or did Papoose still have something up his sleeve? Is this video the final nail in the coffin? Or is there still more to the story? Let us know what you think in the comments. We're reading everything. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because this drama is far from over.